Alright, what's up guys, gals, and ghouls? Today we're covering some more Days Gone, and we have a tip for the bike gunplay mechanic. Now, it's no surprise that a lot of people have had some issues with the shooting mechanics both on and off the motorcycle in Days Gone. Now, I will say, I think there's some people that don't utilize the full range when it comes to the gunplay and the reticles, and there's a whole combination of things that I've noticed people who criticize them and say they're clunky in the worst aspects of the game. I noticed they don't utilize all of it. They don't understand the reticles. They almost never use the focus aim. Even when they do, they really underrate it. The focus aim has absolutely made this game, at least for me on normal mode, way too easy. We're actually going to restart the game soon on the hard difficulty, and then when the DLC starts, we're going to rock out with the most extreme difficulty because I friggin' love this game, but I just find it to be too easy. Maybe one day we'll cover the shooting mechanics on foot, but today I want to get this tip out for those who do not like the gunplay mechanic on the motorcycle. Now, I will say I did not like it in the beginning, and I absolutely loved the fact that you don't actually have to use it often. There might be maybe 6 times where you have to hunt someone down for a bounty or something. There's a couple times where it's in the story mode, but you basically got to chase them down, either ram them with your bike or you shoot them with a gun. Obviously, this is a PS4 exclusive, so the way they have it set up on the default setting is your L1 bumper is going to be your targeting, and then your R1 bumper is going to be your shooting. Now, the reason I find this, for me personally, to be clunky is because your R2, which is the same finger you're going to use to actually drive your motorcycle, is the same one you're going to be shooting. So while you're trying to catch up to your bounty and get that aim close, nice and tight and lock on, it kind of has it where you take your finger off of the acceleration a little bit, and then every time you shoot, you're actually not accelerating, so you're slowing down. So then you got to hit the trigger, and if you get a hang of this, you can actually do pretty good. I started getting the hang of it, but I still felt it to be rather clunky. So I was looking in the settings just one random day, thinking about doing a video covering what different settings are there. Are there any settings we don't know about that could be useful? And this mainly had to do with the aiming settings that I still don't understand what stickiness or whatever that is. It doesn't look like there's an aim assist. I mean, maybe that's their version of the aim assist, but long story short, I noticed we have settings for on your bike. And when I took a look at it, there's 2 options to set bike gunplay control settings. You can swap them. I believe it's turn it off and on. It's default off, which means your L1 is going to be targeting and your R1 is going to be shooting. I find that really clunky, but if you turn them on, you can switch it to where your L1 is shooting and your R1 is locking onto your target. Now, this is so much better. I cannot believe this is not the default setting. This is so much better to allow you to help control your bike, turning, drifting, accelerating, and being able to fire, and then taking your finger off the acceleration just for a moment to target your enemy. There's a big difference between shooting at either your bounty's bike or multiple freakers. It depends on if you're in a fight, or the wolves, for example, or bears, anything that attacks you while you're on your bike. There's a big difference between having to utilize the R1 multiple times to shoot versus if you switch those settings and you use the R1 only once here and there to lock on to your target. This simple switch won't be immediately smooth for you. When I did the switch, I thought immediately this is definitely more comfortable for my gameplay style, but after I used it more and more, it went from being a mechanic I never wanted to use. I did not want to do the bike gunplay mechanic at all. Even for optional missions, I just did not like it. It was one of the only things in Days Gone that I just did not like. It went from not liking it and not wanting to do it to now I actually enjoy the bike gunplay mechanic to where I am actually eager to utilize the bike gunplay a little bit more. Behind this video, I'm actually going to post a video taking on a horde only using the bike and a sidearm. And I'm thinking about doing this with multiple different sidearms. Now the trick is you have to be leveled up to some degree, because you're going to need a saddlebag to have extra ammo on you, because your sidearm isn't going to hold as much as maybe your special weapon or your primary. Not even close to what you can hold with those two. So I just wanted to get this little tip out there, and I know it might seem like nothing, but I can't help think it's gonna help some people out there. Like I said, for me, that one switch, just changing which button is to lock on your target and which button is to actually fire your weapon, that one switch made it to where originally I did not even want to get into fights while I was on my bike. I constantly got off my bike and I was getting into gunfights and fighting freakers and whatnot. I went from that to now actually enjoying taking on bounties, other motorcycles, other freakers, wolves, hordes even, while still on my bike. And yes, I plan to show the clip in the beginning of this video where it looks like Terminator with the shotty, the little shotgun sidearm, where he reloads it just like the Terminator in T2. I thought that was friggin' awesome. I'll show it here again, but I had a blast rolling around with the shotty, just blasting freakers. So you guys go into your settings. I'll put it on the screen what it looks like a couple times throughout this video, but go into your settings, give it a switch if you don't like the bike gunplay the way it is. Switch those buttons. Go out there. Remember, you're not going to jump into your first fight and be like, oh my god, this is so much better. You will have to use it a little bit. I think with me personally, within the first 30 minutes and actually using it to shoot some freakers along the roadway, I started to really find my sweet spot with it and my flow to utilizing it in battle, not even hitting trees. I mean, you're spinning around shooting, because once you target them, you don't always have to turn your head to actually aim. It auto targets while you're on your bike. So as long as you target and then get close, the one thing you just got to make sure you do is to pop them before a freaker can jump and knock you off your bike. Other than that, I found it to be very easy, very smooth, way better than the default setting, and I can't wait to see how fun yet challenging this will be in the harder settings. So go ahead and give it a try. Come back here and put your thoughts and opinions down in that comment box and let me know what you think about this one little change. Did it help you at all? I'm hoping it did, so let me know. And next up behind this video, I'm gonna try to upload it as soon as I can, but I take on one of the last remaining hordes in my very first gameplay on the bike using this new switched setting on the bike, in the very first day that I switched the settings, and I friggin' loved it. So that's coming up next, so hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and put some suggestions for future videos covering Days Gone or anything else down in that comment box. I'm done playing, so it's your turn.
I need fuel. Needed this. That should be it.